Hey guys, Alec here with Aphantasia Meow. Today we're going to be talking about updates on how the sessions have been going, so let's sit down and chat.
Meow.
Since the last update video, which was about 7 months ago, I've worked with 4 new people and 2 currently. I won't talk about where they're at this point, those other 2, but let's talk about the first 4. Alright, so 4 new sessions to report on. Here we go. I'm going to name the people first, and of course these aren't their real names. This is just to keep their anonymity intact. So first I worked with Callie, then I worked with Matt, then I worked with Lori, and then I worked with Charlie. So let's talk about Callie first. So Callie, we got a total of 4 sessions in, and there wasn't really any notable change at first, though. While we were doing the sessions, she wasn't really noticing anything huge, and then, in between the sessions, she started to have some odd type of experiences that were out of the norm, kind of like in between awake and asleep type stuff. And then a while later, she had some breakthrough, and it actually came while she was listening to music. So we weren't even doing sessions at that point. Now, that could be said, are these a direct result of the sessions then? I'm not sure. I'd like to think that practicing then creates a platform in the brain to have more and more be experienced. So potentially, all we know is that those happened after she started the session. So pretty cool. Then I worked with Matt, and Matt only did 4 sessions as well. And just scheduling conflicts are preventing these people typically from doing more. But with Matt, we noticed a definite improvement on his capacity for visual memory. So that was improving steadily. And we also got him to be able to have a handful of moments where the mind's eye flashed and turned on for, a couple seconds or something like that. So that was pretty good breakthrough that we were able to experience. And he also used that same phrase. I've mentioned this in other videos. People are using this phrase independent of one another. I almost felt like I could see what we were just imagining or the exercise we were doing, but they didn't actually physically see anything. And I find that is when people are starting to have their mind's eye start to turn on, and that's the best language that they can come up with to talk about it. So Matt got to that point. Pretty cool. Next, I worked with Lori. This was a first for me. It was the first time working with somebody where there was no notable improvement that we were able to measure at all. So by the end, and we did a full 7 sessions. So by the end of 7 sessions, it was kind of like, well, nothing really to note in terms of improvement. And I knew that this was coming eventually. I knew that everyone's different, so not everything is going to work for every single person. I'm going to keep in the loop with her and just, keep her up to date on some things and make sure to shoot her updated versions of my test in the future. And all I know is, hey, it didn't work for her, but we keep going, we keep testing, we keep refining, we keep moving forward. So that's what we're going to do. One cool thing, though, that she did have happen during the sessions was she had kind of an aha moment. And it's during an exercise I created, and she did realize that, wait a minute, I think I'm thinking visually. And so, it's kind of up in the air at this point whether she was able to build on that concept of thinking visually, but I'm just going to keep in touch with her and let her know how everything's going on my end, and we'll see what happens with her in the future. One thing that also happened with Lori that I forgot to mention when I was recording the screen capture was that she had those headaches that other people have had as well after doing the exercises. Sometimes people experience for like a very dull, just light headache on a scale of 1 to 10. It's usually like a 2. And it lasts about an hour or so. And so she had those too. So that in a way is interesting that something potentially in her neurology was taking place. Next, I worked with Charlie. Now, Charlie, we also did a full 7 sessions, and we did have a few significant moments of the mind's eye turning on for her. So it was very clear that something was activating in her visual imagination while we were doing the sessions, which was really neat. And this gave her more of a reference point for having more of the same experience and repeating that same experience. So that's where we left off with her. So those were the sessions that were completed since making my last update video, and currently, like I said, working with 2 other people. Definitely looking promising in those sessions, the first one. And the second one, we're kind of taking a different aim. He's not aphantasic exactly, so we're working towards some goals that he has for his visual imagination. So I'll let you know how those go once we're done. And as far as more sessions, I want to say I'm working with all sorts of people now, not just aphantasics trying to grow a mind's eye, but if you already have a mind's eye, you just want to make it stronger, feel free to reach out to me on my website, www.aphantasiameow.com, and we'll work on that together. You can book me for a call and see if you want to do sessions or not. So I'm trying to fill my calendar completely full with doing sessions. That's all I'm aiming for right now. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe here on YouTube, and I just launched my Facebook page, so we can connect on Facebook. Aphantasia Meow, if you search for it, one word, I'll come up, we'll connect on Facebook. All right, and that wraps it up for this episode. See you next time.